yourself takes practice, and it starts with little things. It's the making of little promises and keeping them. I'm going to get up tomorrow at 6 a.m. or whatever the number is for you. I'd like to be able to get up at 6 a.m. I can't sleep past 4 typically. My body's so screwed up from jet lag, I don't know where I am most of the time. But the reality of it is, you make a little promise. You make a little promise to yourself and you keep the promise. You don't say, I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock for the rest of my life, right? You say, tomorrow. You say, today, I'm going to do this. I want to make that 3-way phone call today. I want to make that presentation today. I'm going to invite this person today. This one time, I'm going to do it. This one time. You make the promise, you keep the promise. You make the promise, you keep the promise. Pretty soon you begin to trust yourself. Who's the most important person you have to trust in your life? Yourself. Because if thou can be true to yourself, thou then canst not be false to any man, Shakespeare tells us. The reality for us is that we have to start by learning that we can trust ourselves. And to be able to trust ourselves, we have to be trustworthy. And we become trustworthy by being able to make a promise and keep a promise, make a promise and keep a promise. That's really what it boils down to. I had a man fly into our offices this last week. He had been hurt badly in this industry by the management of another company. He said, I've heard about you. I want to be with you. I says, well, we have a fundamental challenge we have to overcome before we can make that decision. Number one is, can I trust you? Number two is, can you trust me? He says, I've already said I can trust you. I've analyzed you and I've talked to people who know you. I can trust you. And I said, well, now we have to figure out if I can trust you. The fact of the matter is, I don't want any short-term relationships in my life anymore. I made that mistake earlier in my life. I only want long-term relationships. I only want to be associated with people who we can go the distance together. We want to build something magnificent here. We want to be on our rocking chair someday, on our front porch, looking at the big Unicity go by, saying, you know, I had a little bit to do with that, baby. Look at it go. That's what we want to have. You see, life is not just about this check, this money, this Ferrari, this Lamborghini. It's not about that. It's about looking back on your life at the end of your life and saying, I had something to do with something magnificent. I was a part of something that mattered. I did something really, really good with my life.
That's right.
You know, about 12 years ago in January, I was really cold. Really cold. I've never really gotten warm since. For 3 days, I struggled in deep, waist-deep snow with no food and no water. I spent 2 nights in snow caves I built myself. My life was ebbing out literally by the minute. And by the 3rd day, I was thinking in my delusional state, what have I done with my life? It's been so much about money. It's been so much about having the success that other people see as success. And so little about doing something that really matters. Doing something big. Doing something really, really good that will outlast me. That's far more important than money. I want to change lives. I want to be a part of transforming our world. Do you?
Yeah.
Self-mastery will take you there. Self-mastery. If you can develop the ability to do what my friend Todd Smith has been saying all the years that I've known him. We've been working together for 20 years in this company. And as long as I can remember, almost every time he speaks, he says this. You've got to be able to do what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like doing it. That mantra, which was his mantra, has become my mantra. I've adopted it from him. Because it is the essence of self-mastery. To do what you know you should do, and we always really deeply know, don't we? We always know. We may not want to know. We may try to hide from the knowledge, but we know what to do. Should I sit here and shuffle these cards, or should I call one of them? Not fully organized just yet, are they? So let's get them organized a little better. But deep inside, it's saying, call one, call one, call one. Just call one. Not yet, I've got it. They're the A's or the A's and the B's or the B's. Let's get them here. Or just call one.
Yeah.
So you know what to do. The question, will you do the things you know you should do even when you don't feel like doing them? That's self-mastery. Once you become a master of yourself, you're now worthy to lead others because you won't exploit them. You won't hurt them. You know how hard it is and what a sacred trust it is to be responsible for yourself. And now you can be trusted to help other people become responsible for themselves. Number 5. Take a minute, or maybe several minutes every day, to think about how good life really is. You see, it's so hard to stop sometimes and reflect upon the blessings we have. But every single one of us wouldn't have to look very far before we found someone who had problems that made ours seem inconsequential. If you can't find somebody in your world who's got more problems and bigger challenges than you have, just give me a call. I'll introduce you to some people. All right? Because I know some. I met a man in Chiang Rai. He's 24 years old now, about 24. When he was 10 years old, his parents were killed. They lived in a small hut in the northern jungles of Thailand. He had a little sister that was about 6 years old when the parents died. He knew that if the authorities found them, they'd be put in different homes. So they hid out, and he hunted snakes to sell the skin of, to keep he and his little sister. And he raised, as a 10-year-old, he raised his little sister. He's now in our business. He's become educated. Makes about $10,000 a month as a Unicity distributor, which is a lot of money in any place in the world, but in Thailand, that's big dough. Doesn't really matter to him. He kept a promise. He was responsible. He had a vision. And when I had a chance to spend a little time with him, I thought to myself, and I thought I had problems. Look what he's done. I come out of the Pearson International Airport and I think, whoa, it's cold in Toronto. And then I thought, wow, I wonder how it felt in 1850.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I could get into a car instead of on a horse. I'm grateful that I'm going to go to a hotel that's going to have heating instead of to a cabin where I'm going to have to build a fire and hope that it warms up. I'm grateful. When you get up in the morning and you don't feel so well, think about those people who can't get up. They can't get up. Take a minute each day and just revel in the magnificence of the blessings that you enjoy. Because it really is incredible. We really did win the lottery. We are free. We can choose. We live in a land of plenty, with governments that are, for the most part, honorable. I know we've got our problems, but trust me, compared to some places on this planet, you have to really have respect for your government.
Yeah.
If you analyze these things in context, my friends, you begin to grasp the truly extraordinary opportunity that is in front of us. But you have to change. You have to change. No, you get to change. You get to change. You can change. You can become better, more refined, and more powerful simply by getting a vision, being responsible, following the patterns of people who have been successful before you, becoming a master of yourself, and taking time each day to express your gratitude both mentally and hopefully verbally for the blessings that you have. If you do those things, you will be successful. You'll be successful financially, but that'll be the least of your blessings. More importantly, you'll be successful in the psychic rewards that can only come to those people who pay that price. Where you go to sleep at night with a deep sense of fulfillment, and you wake up in the morning ready for a new day because you're going to go out and make somebody's life better. God bless you. Thanks very much for giving me this time.